So actually for Muslim it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. So that is, this ayah is very important. وَلَئِن قُتِلْتُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَوْ مُتْتُمْ. What's the difference between it? The death has to come either through some sword of an enemy, or through some fever or some other disease. So there's no difference for a mu'min. وَلَئِن قُتِلْتُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ. So long as a mu'min is in the way of Allah, he is striving, he is discharging his duties of da'wah ila al-khair, wa amru bil ma'ruf, wa nahy anil munkar. He is doing his duty. Whether he is slain or he dies, لَمَغْفِرَةٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَرَحْمَةٌ خَيْرٌ مِّمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. The forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his mercy, they are much, which they are bound to get. They are sure to get the maghfirah, because he was fi sabilillah. Whether he died on the bed or he died in the field, it doesn't make any difference for him. So long as he was in the way of Allah, he was striving for the cause of Allah, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will definitely give him the maghfirah. He will forgive him, and his mercy will cover him. خَيْرٌ مِّمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. Or they are much precious than what they are amassing, they are gathering around them, these worldly things, the precious things. This death, this mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his forgiveness, that is much more valuable than that. وَلَئِن مُتُّمْ. You must be remembering that Hazrat Khalid ibn Walid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he fought so many battles, but he died on the bed. He was not killed in any battle. He died on the bed. So what's the difference? So actually, the difference is whether you are striving for the cause of Allah, or you are spending all your energies, all your time, all your capabilities to gather these worldly things, and these possessions, worldly possessions, and money and wealth and all those. That makes the whole difference. وَلَئِن مُتُّمْ أَوْ قُتِلْتُمْ لَإِلَى اللَّهِ تُحْشَرُونَ. Again, there's no difference. Whether you are slain or killed, or you die, you will be gathered towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, there's no difference. You have to go anyhow to your Lord, and you have to face that accountability. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. This ayah is very important, very profound regarding, the leadership of an Islamic party. What should be the qualities of the leader? And we have the example before us is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. What was the qualities of the leadership of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? And any leader of any Islamic party, if it is really Islamic, should try his best to imitate and follow in the footsteps of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because we have read in this very surah the ayah, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Tell them, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if you love Allah, if you claim to love Allah, then you have to follow me. Then Allah will love you. So actually the same thing here, that every leader, whether he is a big leader or a small leader, if there is a group of small certain people, there is a leader. And in a very big party, there is the overall leader. Then there are the leaders, local chapters have leaders. And so on, this goes on. This is in the sort of a branching. But what are the qualities of a good Islamic leader? فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. And it was by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you are very lenient for your fellows Muslims. So there should be leniency, not harshness. Every comrade or companion should feel that my leader, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, loves me. He holds me in high esteem. So that is the feeling that the leader should give to each one of the followers or the companions. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It's actually out of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has, fashioned your personality in that way. He has given you that attitude, of inner attitude, that you are very lenient with your companions, with your comrades at arms. You are lenient. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ. Had you been rude and harsh-hearted, لَنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. They would have dispersed from around you. Because actually what keeps people together is the bond of love. Had you been rude, فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ, harsh of head, harsh of heart, harsh-hearted or hard-hearted, they would have dispersed from around you. فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ. Now you must do three things. فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ. Keep forgiving them. Mistakes will be committed by your companions. It's human to err. There will be errors. There will be mistakes. So you keep on forgiving them. فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ. Not only that, you should keep on forgiving them. You should keep on asking from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala His forgiveness for them. He should also forgive. Number 3, وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ. And you include them in your consultations. That increases the confidence, mutual confidence. Our leader, whenever he has to decide something, he consults us. He asks us our opinion. He respects our opinion. So actually these three things, every leader, every Muslim leader should try to confirm as much as he can to follow in the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ. And these are the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Prophet himself. So what to say of anybody else? When these commandments are given to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who was under the direct guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then every other leader, is not Nabi, he is not under the direct, continuous guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala coming, so he should be more careful in these aspects. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ فَاعْفُ عَنْهُمْ وَاسْتَغْفِرْ لَهُمْ وَشَاوِرْهُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ فَإِذَا عَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. And when you have made a decision, this is azamta, the decision lies with the leader. It will never be taken by counting the votes. There are 100 people, so if the 51 have this opinion, this is decided. No. This is Western democracy. This is not Islamic consultation. This is not the Islamic mushabara. Not at all. Because here it is not faiza azamtum. No, it's not the plural. Faiza azamta. When you have taken a decision of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam after consultation, then the decision rests with the leader. It rested with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the leader at that time. He was the commander of the army at Badr and Uhud. So he had many positions. He was Nabi, Prophet, he was Messenger, Rasul, then he was the head of the state. If we say that Medina was a city-state, who was the head of the state? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was the chief of the army. Who was the commander of the army? So actually, who was the Imam of the Masjid al-Nabawi? So he was the Imam also. So he had so many positions. So in every position he has some rights, some duties, some obligations. So here actually it's very important for Iza Azamta. You do make consultations